So you're in a calorie deficit, which means your scale weight should be going down every single day, right? Well, not exactly. And here's why you don't need to panic about it fluctuating. So I get it, you're eating less, you're very consistent, but sometimes the scale just goes up, sometimes by as much as 1 kg. So does this mean that your calorie deficit isn't working? No, it is working. First of all, you need to know that scale weight is going to be impacted by a multitude, I swear there, of factors like water and sodium intake, food, hormones, stress levels, did you do a workout the day before, and various other reasons, not just body fat. And with that, remember that fat loss is a slow process, the same way fat gain is a slow process, but changes in something like water weight, that can happen really rapidly, hence why you see like a 1 kg scale weight change the next day. So you need to understand that scale weight isn't going to go down in a perfectly linear fashion for as long as you're on this fat loss journey. There's going to be lots of ups and downs. The most important thing is that over the long term, there is a downward trend. Now, like I said, fat loss is a process that happens over weeks and months, not days. And when you get very much into your scale weight in a way that you're then comparing like day-to-day readings and you're getting annoyed at yourself because you were super consistent on Tuesday, but your scale weight then didn't go down the next day on Wednesday, that's not going to do anything for you. Body fat changes don't work that rapidly. You need to give it time. Scale weight can absolutely shoot up like temporarily while you're in a calorie deficit and certainly losing body fat. So instead of obsessing over scale weight, here's what I want you to do instead moving forward. Point number one is I want you to look, and I kind of touched upon this earlier, but I'll go in more depth now, is look at scale weight with a long-term thought process. Don't look at it in the day-to-day type of thing. So look at like weekly averages and then compare it month to month. So like week 1 of March to week 1 of April, week 2 of March to week 2 of April. And like that, you are giving yourself a sufficient amount of time. And then the second point I want to say is weigh yourself at a consistent time in consistent circumstances. So the way I would suggest doing it is first thing in the morning, after waking up, after using the toilet in a fasted state. And you'll just find that, of course, this isn't going to be foolproof, but this is a good and reliable way of minimizing as many external variables as possible that can impact your scale weight. And then, once you keep taking it on a maybe almost daily basis, you can just take your averages from week to week and then again compare them. And then the third point that's as important as prior to is do not just rely on scale weight. Look at measurements, look at the way old clothes are fitting. Also take progress pictures, because I've seen it so many times with my one-to-one online fitness members where scale weight isn't really moving because maybe they're losing body fat and gaining muscle at the same time, and muscle has to weigh something as well, whereas their measurements are heading in the direction we want it to. Their progress pictures are massively improving. Their old clothes are fitting so much better. So you pay attention to various indicators of progress and not just scale weight. If you just look at scale weight on a fat loss journey, I'm going to say you're setting yourself up for, I don't want to say failure, but just to, stopping completely, because you're going to think you're doing things wrong when you're not. And before finishing this video, one last thing I want to say is that if you are 100% in the calorie deficit and you are consistent with it, then you're going to lose body fat. Don't worry about day-to-day fluctuations in scale weight. Now, if it's been more than like 3 weeks and scale weight trend actually is not going down, then either slightly lower your calorie goal, or maybe you need to be more accurate with your calorie deficit. Maybe you're not actually in a calorie deficit and maybe sneaky calories are coming in, but that's for another video because I've got to explain concepts in less than 5 minutes within this Fitness in 5 series. Otherwise, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you want a free fat loss guide, then click the link in the caption of this video. Otherwise, take care and I'll see you in the next one.